Hello everybody, welcome back to Language Litigation and Integration Part 33, The Saga Continues. Just give you an update again on my apartment, had some more, again just interaction for good legal lecture discourse. But first again I had a phone call with Mr. Michael Jameson, and they issued me a 30-day notice to cure. So I'll just read through that and respond legally, and also just, my thoughts about other relations to law and whatnot. But the first thing I want you to do is I want you to watch this FBI director video. Go on YouTube, it's on a popular channel, I think it was Vox. It literally just came up on my YouTube screen. I probably should have pulled it up before I started this video. But it's the FBI director talking about, I don't even know what the main point of the video is, but he starts talking about the amount of eye contact primitive apes will make in a group of people. And every pride or every group or every collection of individuals, there's always a big man in humans. There's a big man on campus type thing. There's an alpha male for an animal group. But he talks about the non-alpha males will not make a lot of eye contact with one another, and the alpha male will make eye contact with people. And so we have to understand at my level of intelligence, this is exactly what he's talking about, and I'm pretty sure he's talking about me. And again, Mr. Michael Jameson, please just call around Columbus, man. I'm not going to sit here and respond to your nonsense. But that's what's happening, is people literally just get intimidated by my presentation of language, by my eye contact, and I'm a zero intimidating person. I guess we'll start with a different story. And again, this video had 1 million views, popular YouTube channel. I don't know what the original content of the video or the title of the video was. But getting back, had a friend named Tim. Tim, don't you remember that eye contact game I used to tell you about? Again, not like staring people down. With my old buddy Tim, I used to say I would just look at people and just look at them until they would smile, and I would just wave and just keep looking at them until they would avert their eyes. Literally before I knew what I was doing. And again, not in this, I'm staring them down, just looking around. And other insecure people will match up to your body language. In that last video, when I talk about the young lady matching my speed on the highway, when I go walking through the grocery store, people, the goofs and the spooks, they will start, right, you're walking down the hall and you match up. It's when people aren't confident and looking forward and making eye contact that stuff happens. And so, I just really want to, before we even talk about the legality, Mr. Michael Jameson and Lindsay Stevens and Jenny Donnellan, that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happened my whole life. And again, it's caused me intimidation. So, but for the phone call with Mr. Michael Jameson, I get this letter dropped off, and I'll read it here shortly. But I was just trying to give him a phone call just to touch base with him. Mr. Michael Jameson, the Ohio Revised Code absolutely allows me to defend myself. Second of all, I absolutely have a lawyer with $1 million retainer at my alcohol company, bhmspirits.com. But I'm not going to bug my business partner, not my lawyer friend, for a trivial nonsense with a lease agreement. But my point is you have a legal obligation to respect my legal rights, which you would kind of expect that type of respect from a law firm. But again, we've talked about the guilty until proven innocent. In the context of a lease, right? The lease lessee, I can't just put a 30-day notice on someone's door and then enforce something, right? I have to file a civil suit and then go through court. Whereas, right, like if you run a business and you commit fraud, the fraudsters can actually get away with it for some time. They're pretty certainly going to go to jail for a long time later, but it's hard to resolve the fraud in the immediate to short term if you don't really know, again, if you're the one defrauded. And I'm not accusing these people of fraud, but I'm saying in the same type of context of a lease, there's no enforceability from the lessee without just civil court in a long time. And then when I get intimidated at my house and I literally can't eat food, how do you resolve that? What do you do? Who do you call? You can't. Call Mr. Michael Jameson just to try to talk to him, to explain the situation, to touch base on a human level. Hey man, and again, that's what lawyers do. If you represent yourself, you have to interact with the other side. Yes or no, Mr. Jameson? Counsel Jameson, excuse me? But it gets a little better. I looked up his credentials. Again, when I'm looking up your guys' LinkedIn account, I'm not trying to intimidate you. I'm just getting your information the same way you get my information. I don't even know how to view on private mode on LinkedIn. I just click your profile. It's not intimidating. And he's been in law. He got his law degree 2.5 years ago. My lecturing and my proofing has 100% been distributed for the past 4.5 years. Bona fide fact, this human being has learned from my logical proofs. He says to me, if you're just going to, and then he kind of trails off, lecture, Michael, talk about the law and talk about this case, that's what we're trying to do, I'm just going to hang up the phone. And then I talk to her, I just try to, my voice has a lot of resonance in it. I try to speak. They've watched these videos, not all of them, just a couple of them. They clearly think I'm a weird idiot. Ask around Columbus, Ohio. Have you ever heard the phrase, it is what it is, Michael? That's the logical basis of every sentence and every thought that's ever come out of your mouth and every word on this notice to cure. And that's what I've contributed to legal discourse. Somebody who has got a Juris Doctorate has gone to school and taken a test, and a bunch of other people have said, you can practice law. I modified legal discourse with a logical proof. Infinitely different. But my point is to everybody else, they have a direct legal obligation to simply respect my rights to represent myself. And then, because of guilty until proven innocent, someone with a law degree, they literally just hang up the phone. Which causes me more anxiety, more panic, more how do I resolve unlawful action. So that's, let me just make sure I'm still rolling and I will read the letter and respond to that. So I received a 30-day notice to cure. I'm just going to read it through. Dear Mr. Boas, please be advised that this office represents the interests of Champion Property Management, LLC in Grafton Park. It has come to my attention that you have engaged in combative, harassing, and threatening behavior towards my client staff. I'm not even going to respond to nonsense. I documented this strictly as statement of fact in the past 2 videos. To call my behavior combative, harassing, and threatening is direct logical projection. You take your client's behavior, you put it on me, you say you're the lawyer, I'm the crazy tenant. Bam, I'm guilty. Guilty until proven innocent, and absolutely not. You have also used unwarranted and grossly abusive language towards my client staff. Legitimately said fuck you 1 time in person and said you were a disrespectful bitch over email 1 time. And that's grossly abusive for normal human diction. No. This is where it gets funny to me. This conduct disturbs the peaceful and quiet enjoyment of the premises and interferes with my client's ability to effectively manage the apartment community. I have never once been I've gone into the, I use the pool frequently, haven't gone back since they told me I can't, use the whole lease. But, there was nobody in the front office when I said fuck you. I did not raise my voice. It's almost certainly on camera. And so you can see the tone change. It was not a long interaction, did not disturb the peaceful. There was no other residents in the central place, and again, this is you being intimidating and then projecting your client intimidating me, harassing me, telling me again do it to report the cop. I did, and then just using your legal ability to tell me nonsense. But I've lived here for 18 months. I've lived here longer than she's worked here. I'm friendly with my neighbors. I've never once had any noise. I have a very, very normal neighbor. So it's just disrespectful. It's infuriating. It's not illegal, but it's just do better with your law degree, buddy. Please cease and desist this conduct immediately, as it is a violation of your lease agreement and Ohio law. It happened 1 time. Cease what behavior? Sitting out on my porch, trying to eat food, trying to stop having to do legal lectures so I can just focus on math and science and music. You are also not allowing my client to enter your apartment unit. Correct, because again, when your maintenance people come in here, they do not address any problems, specifically to the black mold. the maintenance guy told me directly, I don't think you're doing anything wrong. Mr. Maintenance Guy, I know I'm not doing anything wrong. I keep this place very clean. I'm a very on top of it, disciplined human being. So it's just instant projection of, it's my fault that there's black mold in the piping system. And I have more pictures, I'll put those up at the end of this video as well. Literally my kitchen sink was, faucet was crusted over with black goop and white, gross looking stuff. I'll put up pictures at the end. So again, the reason this whole interaction has started is because I actually have a defective apartment. I actually have unsanitary conditions. I'm not going to pull up the lease. You can look at your client's stated responsibilities. All 4 of them, the stated things are in violation. So again, I didn't ask them, this wasn't supposed to be some big, tense interaction. I just asked them to transfer me to another property, which they denied. And then they won't provide moving costs. So they basically just say, oh, yeah, fuck you, get out. And it's illegal. But again, I have to go to civil court and just do nonsense, and I don't care. I don't care about 15 grand or 1.5 grand. I don't care about the dollars. I care about losing my time and having to move. The time of, what about this apartment? What about this? Moving truck, people. I want to sit down, focus, and you've seen, I've documented my rate of productivity with no employees of my YouTube channel. Look how much it's slowed down just because of this nonsense. That's where the damages are coming from. You're getting emotional damages too, because I can't eat food properly. Sorry if it's a little loud, they're cutting grass out there. Let me just make sure I'm still rolling. Denying my client entry to the apartment is also a violation of your lease agreement in Ohio law. I do legally agree with that, but the point is I'm leaving. I'm 100% leaving this apartment in 30 days. It's in plenty fine condition. If there's any severe damaging things to the apartment, I'll be sure to let the maintenance people know. But I do agree with that. The only reason is because the harassment has come into my house before. The maintenance people have told me, you're not competent. They're not competent. Additionally, please cease and desist. This is where it gets illegal. This is a real problem, Michael. Additionally, please cease and desist all public or private libelous and or slanderous communications regarding Grafton Park and any other business or property affiliated with my clients. The references to Michael Mayhew, that's not reference to this. I've left reviews on Grafton Park and Champions in Columbus, Ohio. You can read the reviews yourself. I've modified them slightly just to make sure it's not. But asking me to censor my language of a review of factual information is a direct violation of the United States Constitution, the Amendment for Free Speech. So now you have a property management real estate law firm thing, making definitive, with a guy with 2.5 years of legal experiences, making definitive statements about the United States Constitution and my right to free speech. And free speech is involved. Michael Jameson is not in that conversation. So that's, and again, I'm not going to sue, I don't care, I will file an ethical complaint, but just stop being a dick, dude. Just be normal. I'm a normal dude. So that's, again, slander and libel has to be false, and nothing I have posted is false. Please remove any and all defamatory content that you have published from all social media forums and review sites. My YouTube channel has been documenting scientific information, the suppression of scientific information, for demonstrably 2 years. When I'm talking at this global level, people censoring science, it's this right here. And no, Michael, I absolutely will not. So if you knuckleheads want to go sue me for slander and libel, you assess your damages and I will assess mine, and I guarantee you will go out of business literally in 5 minutes. But to ask me to remove documentation of ongoing criminal activity in the context of a scientific proof is the most historically offensive thing you could ever say. So no, just flatly no. This letter serves you as your notice of lease violation and right to cure due to your continued violation of the lease agreement. I accept. I will be out of here July 31st. I just want you, and they've sent me a termination agreement. I've signed it. I've sent it back 3 days ago, and I'm literally just waiting for the return signature, and they haven't sent it back to me. So if I am 100% out of this apartment July 31st, then I will assess the moving damages and time damages. I'm providing you notice pursuant to Ohio Reviews Code, your lease agreement, your tenancy will terminate. They say they terminate the agreement, right? Guilty until proven innocent. I say fuck you one time in person, call somebody a disrespectful bitch, put negative reviews online, which again, that is illegal to contract that. Michael, you cannot create at least any contract in this country that violates the United States Constitution. This request is very, very close. But I will be out of here again July 31st for sure. But just now, forget Michael and these people. This is what I mean by guilty until proven innocent. Innocent. As a lessee, I can't go put a notice on the front office and be like, hey guys, I'm going to arrest you, or hey guys, I'm going to collect my money. So this is corporate America, man. Run by somebody I know personally, that I've personally paid money to, that this community who's destroyed my career has personally built. Any and all communications come through me. And again, I went with we had the phone call before I got this letter, but he says, please contact me if you'd like to discuss that. Yeah, Michael, I tried to contact you in a normal tone. My voice has a lot of resonance. I sing pretty well. So that you're just freaking out because of intimidation, and I'm not intimidating you. It's your own insecurities. And it's in the context of a legal, lawful order. That is an unlawful order. The only thing really unlawful about that is asking me to censor my free speech, which I absolutely will not do. And if you ask me again, that's like saying, hey man, let's deny the Holocaust. Let's just erase that out. And I don't think that's going to be good for the long-term career of you. Again, I'm not trying to destroy this guy's career or anything. Again, this is an actual legal lecture, Michael. That's about it. Oh, and then just last quick point, right? In the other episodes, I directly asked everyone in my community not to contact me. They think when I post on social media, they have to blame the victim and say, oh, he's trying to come at us, oh, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do that. I've been trying to build businesses directly in the most legitimate way for the past 8 years, and no one has done fucking anything. So if you break the law and I can't start a career and I can't start a family, right? If someone just pay me a decent check, I can go buy a house in a different city, have a different, start over, and maybe even get a girlfriend. That'd be pretty cool. But Mother Dear is checking in. She just calls me again, not a super tense conversation, but just has to disrespect me in these weird comment type of ways. She says, I thought you were going to transfer to another building because I said I was going to get another apartment. Getting another apartment affects our financial arrangement zero. Like literally zero. But she says this as like a way, like again, I can just feel the don't spend more dollars type of vibe. And my mom, I asked these people for I asked them for literally just to transfer me to a different building and to pay for the moving costs. That is it. And they said no in the most hilariously borderline, illegally way possible. So, again, the saga continues, everybody. I currently cannot eat. When this happens, Mr. Michael Jameson, this emotional stress, emotional damages are real. Does mental health matter? I cannot take care of my mental health when this stuff is just constant. But again, just discussing law and current events and facts. So thank you for watching. The saga continues. I hope I will be able to eat comfortably enough to start doing math research again soon. Thank you for watching.